All right, guys, it is Thursday, May 10th. Welcome to Healthy Scratches. Frankie, YP, me, JSB.
Rockin'.
Game 7. I had to show my Winnipeg Jets roots, 204. Rear Admiral already coming at me on Twitter being like, thought you were a Leafs fan. I am a Leafs fan. But I feel like if you've spent time in Winnipeg, like you're in Winnipeg, it's a tough place to live. Really nice people. They've suffered through a lot of things.
It's not something you want to hear about your hometown. It's a tough place to live.
It is a tough place to live.
It's like, I know you're being nice, but that's like...
Without the Winnipeg Jets, they just had the Blue Bombers. And, like,
yeah.
Pretty much that. Like,
that
would be it.
I think also it's a Western Conference team. It's like if your team's eliminated, you're a Canadian, you're probably rooting for a Western Conference Canadian team.
I would never cheer for, like, the Habs, the Canucks, Oilers, Flames, Sens, no way. Jets, I feel like they're good people.
I don't know. It's like another Canadian team. I feel like you hold your ground. You go there and you rep the Leafs.
You don't.
Just like
that's probably.
Canada,
just stay a fan of your team.
You don't cheer for another Canadian team normally. Like when Vancouver played the Bruins in 2011, that was before I really started to hate Boston. I wanted the Bruins to beat the Canucks.
Yes, that's why this is strange to me.
No, but I used to live there.
It is weird.
They're nice
Doesn't matter.
people.
That's even more of a reason to keep repping your team.
Jerks.
Going just like how all these people in this office rep Boston and New York. It's like they're the villains. Like you should be like.
No, but Winnipeg is like an easy place to like just because they don't have anything. It's like
tough place to live, as
you
you said.
It's a tough place to live.
I know a few dudes that live in Manitoba and they love it.
It's nice. It's beautiful in the summer. Oh, the Gold Eyes, AA or single A baseball. That's a big draw.
Shout out to Miami.
You guys have completely lost me. You're talking about like blue balls and the golden.
No, we're not. We're not there yet.
But anyways, Game 7. There's something special about waking up with Game 7 on the horizon. It's a great way to wake up.
Anything can happen. Both these teams super stacked. The series has gone back and forth every single time. We saw the Predators shut out Winnipeg at MTS Center, and then of course the Jets beat the Preds at Bridgestone 6-2. So this one goes back, of course, to Nash Vegas. Tough place to play, but Ryan Johansson had an interesting quote where he said, you know, with all these big anthem singers that we have coming to town, there's like this weird pressure to like be so great offensively, defensively, and sometimes it's like too much to deal with, which is kind of an interesting take.
It's weird, but I think it's very real psychologically. Like if you're Pekka Rinne, you go into Winnipeg, like as soon as they get up, it's just silent. You're just playing your game. There's no pressure. Like there is pressure, but like I feel like when it's all on, like, oh well, Frankie, we're in Yankee Stadium. Why don't you hit a home run every time? Like there's so much more. Like it's a given that you're supposed to win. Versus on the road, it's like this us against the world mentality. I don't know.
It's very free.
I don't think that it can continue forever. Obviously, it's been pretty even in the playoffs as far as home teams this year, but like at some point, home ice advantage has to matter.
Yeah,
and
because
I think,
isn't it too with like the last change with these
teams?
You do
get the last
and putting your stick down in the face-off too.
When you're a defensive team, I feel like the last change is like the most important thing ever because you can just defensive pair against their only weapons every single time, right? Like Pekka Rinne can just be paired up with what they think is working just every single time they touch the ice, and that's a huge advantage to me, I think.
Well, yeah, you mentioned defensively Pekka Rinne, and then on the other side, Connor Hellebuyck, both Vezina candidates at this point in the season, and PK Subban, their decor has been really tightening things up. You know, we saw that with them shutting out the Jets. But then when you kind of look at this, the Jets have outscored them 14-8, which is kind of wild when you think like Philip Forsberg has been also incredible offensive output.
Yeah, the scoring definitely hasn't been there as much as you would hope for Nashville, but like we've been saying the entire series, they're just bolstered down, and I think they're going to do it tonight.
Yeah, I feel this one's Preds.
We said it was like
what?
We said it was. Well, we said it was.
Who is this? What are you wearing? A Jets jersey?
I want it. I want this. Also, by the way, do you know how difficult it is to wear a jersey under a blazer? Look at that scene right
you
now.
Look like
yeah, that
Prince.
looks tough. Yeah, it's a weird look.
It's like the little like, fluffy thing. On
so
like,
you're wearing
Captain
Winnipeg.
Hook.
You're like selling out your like Toronto diehard for Winnipeg, but then you vote.
I'm showing this is a JSB original. We've tracked back to the old roots.
This whole thing's a little bizarre.
I began my career in Winnipeg. I'm gonna give them. I would cheer for them over Nashville. I'm not cheering for them, and
Why
I'm
can't
not
you
like
just be a Toronto
woo.
Maple Leafs fan and just watch the game?
Why would
Why do
I
you have to
wear?
like?
Why
Why do
would
you
I
have to
wear
like buy
Toronto
the
Maple
jersey?
Leafs
You're like on
right
four
now?
sides
Don't.
right now.
Why?
Why
No,
can't you? Why
I
can't you
would
just
never
wear like
wear a Leafs
a
jersey
neutral
right
shirt,
now.
like a
I put
Russian
my Doug Gilmour
Spit and Chicklets
jersey
shirt.
Russian
in
gas.
storage.
Russian gas. Shout out Spit and Chicklets.
Yeah, I don't know. This.
Like, why do you
means more
have
me
to wear
than
a
that.
jersey? Like, if the
What?
Yankees are
If
out of
you
the playoffs, I don't just
have-
like wear an Indians
If
shirt.
you
like,
have
just
a
because-
jersey, a Winnipeg Jets jersey, randomly in your closet, this is an Andrew Ladd jersey,
Then
meaning
just-
it's way back. I'm
Well,
gonna
shout
give
out
him a
Andrew
little
Ladd.
love.
Guys are
Giving him
Well,
love.
then just say they're gonna win.
I don't
like,
think they're. I think it's gonna be tough. I think it's gonna be tough. I want them to win. I don't know if they're gonna win.
Me and you
That's
both
all.
picked Winnipeg yesterday when we said.
How do you feel?
I still think Winnipeg. I say Nashville's going to bolster down, but I don't say that that's going to end up doing it for them. I think this game's going to be like a 1-0, 2-1 game.
The nerves are what. The nerves on the Jets side is what kind of gets me. It's like.
I don't know.
No,
to me, it was
I-
just a coin flip. We heard that from our guy.
yeah, JR.
Jeremy Roenick
Sweet.
came into the radio yesterday, and he basically said the same exact thing. It's a coin flip. How are you supposed to
Yeah.
tell in a game
Puck
7?
Yeah,
luck-
but this
lots
is
of
the dumbest
puck luck
thing.
in Game
I'm
7.
tired of analysts saying this. I'm just gonna give you a real talk prediction. I went on Twitter this morning and hashtag The Predator was trending. The movie, I guess, there's a movie, and that scared me, Frankie. But you know what? I like Hellebuck and I like Big Buff. And if there's
Yeah.
a dude I want in a big game, I'm taking Big Buff tonight. He's gonna rag out people.
He's
I
gonna
think
get
Winnipeg
that locker
wins.
room ready to rock.
I'm gonna say 4-2.
Ooh, okay.
I think real low scoring 2-1 Winnipeg.
It's gonna be tight. I could if we can get a Game 7 overtime.
Like I could see
Oh,
this game.
give
being-
it to me.
Oh, put that in my blood.
The peak of this series would be 0-0 going into overtime. It would
That'd be
just
great.
be like
Wild.
exactly how you would expect
Yeah.
that series to
It'd be
end.
great.
Okay, so speaking of overtime, there was a wild game in the AHL last night between the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, the Charlotte Checkers. This one went to 5 overtimes. It's the longest ever AHL game in history. Congratulations to the Lehigh Valley Phantoms who won this game. And it was, I need to get the goal scorer, Alex Krushelnyski.
Fuck, I thought Lindblom. Anyways.
I thought you were saying Oscar Klefbom at first.
No,
It's like,
Lindblom, I
he's
thought-
not been-
I saw on Twitter, I thought he scored, but I guess it was that guy. You're right.
Yeah, Alex Krushelnyski. We don't know because the announcer didn't even say his name,
Could be a
obviously.
Flyer
because
star
it's,
in the
he's an
coming years.
AHL announcer, guys, that
Yeah.
Well, we saw
say whatever.
AHL is just like a wild west, league right now.
Everything's going on
We just
out
saw the
there.
guy like just get fucking hit in the face the other day.
Shout out to
and
the Code
the announcer
brothers.
just says, and the puck just floats in front of the net. Like, no, dude,
There's
someone
no
just
names.
got shot.
It's just like,
there's just no
this
name.
team won, the puck went in the net.
How many do we know how many? I think Buccigrass was like live tweeting all the saves that the goalie
Yeah,
was
he
making.
came up like 4 short or something.
Right,
of the
yeah, he
record,
had 94
which sucks.
saves. The record is 98. Michael Layton had 98.
94 saves.
They got to turn around and shoot on their own net or something. You
94
can't get that
saves.
close.
At
You
that
gotta
point,
get
does it
100.
just become like? Is
Yeah.
it like when you're like? Are they just racking up the shots? Like, are they just shooting from the blue line, just getting it in? Like,
I think he won anything.
At what point was he making like? How many out of the 94 saves did
Were,
he
like,
make that
good
were like
saves?
actual chances?
I think at that point you're
Excuse
putting
me.
anything on net just to try to get a bounce.
Yeah.
I've actually been in a 5 overtime game. Frankie, it was
Oh.
Chesterfield Falcons versus St. Louis Rockets. We lost. It was heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we actually
see
it
it.
went off a guy's foot in the 5th OT. Frankie, a lot of tears. This was in Pee Wee's. A lot of tears going
So
on.
how do you
Hashtag
rebound
puck luck.
from that?
I think that was the end of the season and we lost.
Oh, no.
So yeah, it was to go to something. It was bad, and I hate the Rockets still to this day. But I just want to say, at that point, it's never going to be a pretty goal. Obviously, this one last night wasn't that ugly. It was like kind of a
It's
nice
actually
shot
a
from the
decent
slide.
goal.
But most of the time, it's going to be a bounce, a rebound, some sort of gross deflection. So I think at that point they're throwing everything on net because he's probably so tired. Something he may get to normally, he might not
It's
get
probably
to.
better that you were eliminated after that because I feel like trying to come back into a game after that, the emotional
No,
loss
this is
would
the
be a
arch
nightmare.
rivals. This was the arch rivals.
Oh,
It was not good.
you're still feeling it right now.
Yeah, 5 OTs. That's
course.
heartbreaking. What are
Did you
talking
guys
about?
eat food during the game? Like,
Yeah,
did
a
they
little
give
bit.
you snacks?
But you don't. The thing is, you don't know that it's going to be 5 OTs. When you go to 1, you're like, this is it. And like that's the thing that's interesting. After a few, and we see this in the like in like NHL, there's been a few 3 overtime games
Right.
the past couple. You almost get comfortable. Like midway through the second, you feel like it's going to go on forever, and it's like this false sense of security.
Oh, just like a reset. It's like we're playing
Interesting.
another game now.
Yeah, but like at some point, the tension of like nervousness,
Yeah.
you almost forget for a second, and then it's like over like that. It's like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, like what
2.5
happened?
games they played last night.
Yeah,
like all
it's
at
amazing.
once.
It's amazing. And that was what, game 3 or game 4?
It was game 4, yeah.
So, like, they got to still go on.
Phantoms
like,
go up 3-1 in that series.
If you're Charlotte,
yeah,
tough.
That sucks. We've been getting a lot of AHL news, which is
Love
nice.
it. Yeah. Those are guys that are getting
playoffs.
no press and they're grinding, trying to make the show so bad. Like that's a tough league to be in because it's so cutthroat. The difference between having like a good season and mediocre might be millions of dollars. Like if you get called up to the NHL or not. So those dudes are the fabric of hockey.
Well, you guys mentioned it earlier on in the show, but Jeremy Roenick was in the office. He was on Barstool Radio yesterday, and he weighed in on the Brad Marchand apologizing for the licking gate.
I think there's no question. He and you know what the problem is he's a superstar.
Yeah.
Right. He doesn't need to be doing all this the bullshit to get attention. Most Bruins fans, that as passionate and crazy as they are, probably do. But I would have to say that I'm sure there are many, many, many Boston fans who are biggest Brad Marchand fans and go, "What the hell did he just do?"
All right, that's it.
Wow. So your official prediction? Winnipeg
You know what?
losing.
This logo is really weird to like. Also, I don't like wear jerseys ever.
It's like, yeah, it's like
I would have never worn a jersey to a game in like 100 years.
Really?
It's just.
Yeah, I haven't either, but
everything about your vibe today is just strange.
it's just strange.
The
Why?
logo's like all over the place.
Also,
you're
this
wearing
is
the
obviously a
jersey,
fake jersey
the shirt's
that
coming
someone got
out.
me.
You're wearing
all right.
another team's jersey.
I mean,
It's just.
wouldn't do well on Jersey, but
It's just.
I'm not gonna
I
hold
don't
it
know.
against it.
You know, feel bad for the people of Winnipeg.
I don't know why.
Good luck
I mean,
tonight,
it
folks.
must be-
I'm on your side, Winnipeg.
Listen, it's cold. It's probably.
Go, Jets,
probably
go!
very
No,
white.
you don't
Go,
get to
Jets.
say
I think
that.
of
Go.
Winnipeggers think of just like, you know, when you see a movie scene of just like a winter
Tumbleweed.
When someone just like the winter, like
No.
Game of Thrones, when
Yeah,
they're showing
guys.
a guy walking through like a winter
Guys,
storm.
you
I
don't
just
get it.
picture that
You
being
don't get
Winnipeg.
it. What it's like to live there. And I lived
have
in a
not lived in
listen. I lived in a
Winnipeg, you're right.
worse place than Winnipeg, Regina, Saskatchewan.
Oh, my old coach was from Regina.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kurt
Watch your
Lanigan.
mouth.
Shout out to.
Oh wow, okay. It was
Yeah.
like minus 50 there. Celsius, plug in your car. It was.
Yeah, it's a tough place,
nightmare.
and that's why it's hard-nosed people don't go there for vacation. They're there to win hockey games, and I think they're going to win.
But that's why I like them. It's a city that rhymes with fun. Did you know that? That's
No.
the logo, the line.
The city that what?
Rhymes with fun. It's Regina.